Hi, this is Mauvu doing your feedback. If you have any questions, just ping in your thread. You're playing like on chess.com in the background or something? So just with the like opening the chest there, you just don't want to be holding anything in your hand. Like if you just hold down left and right click while you punch that last with nothing in your hand, you'll just immediately open the chest. Okay, sheep here. Um, and just another thing before you start doing your crafting, you kind of want to just like fix your hotbar so that it's very like clear, so you don't have to do any like um, inventory management after you've finished all your crafting, because then the stuff that you need to put onto your hotbar, you're gonna have to basically look for like the boat and the bucket and the doors that won't get put onto your hotbar because you didn't have enough free hotbar slots for them. And then you'll also have to think about which hotbar slots that you need to hotkey them into. So it's just like more brain power to sort your hotbar later than it is now, where you can just bring your like open your inventory and just look at the where the like stuff you want to hotkey out is, which is the carrots, the stew, the gold nuggets. Ideally, you would have placed the sand and slab down as you've ran to this tree um, to sort your hotbar like fully overlapped. Yeah, you'd open your inventory, hotkey these out, and then yeah, it's just like your hotbar's like going to be fully cleared after you craft iron here. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess crafting the gold ingot is good there. Normally, because I would have put the nuggets into my uh, inventory, and then I wouldn't have wanted to craft it because it would like go back into the hotbar and clutter it up again. But I mean, I guess if you're like uncomfortable in bastions and you want to have distraction, good. Um, so there's an argument here to kind of force going to the sheep straight away. So you give them more time to be able to eat and be able to share them twice instead of just once. But you saw multiple sheep already, so it's not like you're overly worried about that. It's okay. Okay, well, we're just not showing sheep. I think that's just a mistake. Um, yeah. Just gonna take a look at how I feel like. I mean, we didn't really check the ocean much, but it is iceberg, so like checking for ravine and directions is like kind of like not as important on iceberg ocean because like you can't see very far. Or you can't see like far ocean floor because the icebergs obstruct what you can see. We're going for like exposed lava over here, which I don't think you should have, but if we are, you want to make sure you grab water before leaving the ocean, but I don't really know why we're not going for like just like L shape here or something. Like it's just much faster to start your portal build, which is pretty significant here. Okay, yeah, it's just like lack of like awareness. Yeah, this is just bad portal location. The L shape would have been a lot better. I'd recommend using offhand bucket. Why are we not just mining this block? Um, yeah, I'd recommend using offhand bucket because as soon as you pick up the lava, you can just start mining as you move over towards, like, if you just have your pickaxe in your main hand, bucket in the offhand, you pick up the lava and start mining, and you can get some amount of cooldown skip before you reach the block you want to mine. It just saves time, and it's less hotkeying inputs throughout the portal, so less chance for you to make a hotkeying mistake. So a couple things there. We should have changed our pie chart either at some point, voting towards our enter, which I failed to mention. But yeah, you also want to just check in the portal animation to see if you've got it changed earlier than this. As far as grabbing the lava, you could have grabbed it through that leaf block. This one, you just break that and grab this lava. And then the last thing in that portal animation we could have done is like you break one of these blocks up here and stand on a higher block to get a potentially higher Y value nether enter. And like being higher up in terrain in the nether is generally better for getting to the bastion. This is part of the reason why you want to be on spawner pie chart as soon as you enter the nether, is so that you can check your pie chart for spawner, and if you have spawner, you can like validate, like justify checking around like open areas, like spending like a couple seconds looking around for the fortress, and if you don't have it, you know that you shouldn't look for the fortress. Here we're just deciding not to look around. Okay, we're changing pie chart now. Okay, we have spawner, but we're still not checking. Just another mistake. I don't think we F3C'd on nether enter either. It doesn't like lose you any time, and it's just like good for consistency. Hold on, is that the fortress? Okay, I didn't see that with the bitrate, but yeah. Okay, we see. Okay, given that we saw the fortress, you don't need to be on spawner pie chart at all. This is where this feels like not just suboptimal terrain decisions. Let me just relook about E road. Okay, so it's like this line. I feel like you just want to go up, right? Like you go up the side of here to like overlap the increase of your Y value to get over this hill with your movement towards it. And then you like try and do sideways like wall running with your leaves to get up the rest of this hill while going over to the left to still get closer towards the bastion here. Instead, you just like take the lower terrain, which looked like it was closed off like fully. Yeah, I just fully disagree with this terrain decision. Okay, that's a bit scary. But yeah, I think this is just slower than going up the terrain earlier. Yeah, it's more right anyway. Okay, yeah, there's certainly like a lack of like aggressiveness with how you're using your blocks here. Like you want to just like place a block here, maybe land on this block and then jump around the side here. Instead of like, it's just cleaner movement. Like not the amount of time you spend jumping up hills, you want to minimize that basically in your terrain movement. It's the best way I can describe it, because like you want to basically minimize how much time you're bottlenecked by just going up in Y level to continue your movement towards the bastion. We didn't need to throw that gold. That's pretty unlucky. I think that's. I mean, it's not the best way you could have dealt with it, but it's definitely understandable for you to like not be prepared to have a pigman in the middle of your bastion. Um, like, I mean, in a ideal scenario, you'd have thrown the gold onto like here so that they can see it further up and eventually get distracted and run past the pigman. But like, it's not like it's the easiest situation to handle. These blocks, you want to place them on over, like further away from where you place them. It's just so that piglins can't get stuck in front of them, and like oftentimes you'll have to mine one of those two blocks to let piglins through. But if you place them one further away, they'll just always path down while you're mining these gold blocks anyway. And you definitely could have gone for a fast housing hole there. There's no guys in the way. We've seen the fortress. You shouldn't be pyrating. You should just be sorting our pie chart out for preemptive or well, not or like also for finding the spawner in the fortress. So you just want to dig down on these two blocks instead to avoid getting your line of sight of the chest blocked by an angry piglin. Because if you dig down on these blocks, you need like two or three guys to be mad at you for them to actually be able to block your access to the chest. Um, okay, I'll just wait until the end of this. Okay, yeah, we should have. So just a couple things on what we should have done there. We get rid of our iron there. We should have looted the iron ingots first of all in that chest. Um, and the reason I'm saying that is you can make an iron sword here. Um, and not having to craft the iron ingots to make the sword is just a time save, so having that extra iron is just better. And then we also don't pre-craft a bed here, which we should be doing as well, because it's just better to craft it in the bastion. We've already put gravel in this, why are we suffocating them? What are we doing? You just place a block on top. Yeah, this is just like lack of, I don't know, like we just weren't like diligent. I don't even know what word I'm trying to say here, but like we weren't focused enough to remember that we saw the fortress at the Nether Enter. Yeah, this is really bad. And we need to be eating food here quite a bit to make sure we can have our health. But yeah, there's nothing really to like mention here apart from like, yeah, we just okay. Well, there's another fortress this way, but yeah, significant time loss anyway. Um, I like the hotbar, but if we had pre-crafted a bed, you'd probably want to get rid of, put it over the netherrack or the obsidian here. Um, and I guess it doesn't really matter if you have fire charges in the top left slot, but fire charges are more useful in in the fortress than obsidian because you can use them to like make withers walk off the edge by like placing it in the middle of the outside uh, like pathways. I think we should be lowering render distance, and you could have just moved a little bit to the side and held straight on the spawner here. Yeah, we've seen both spawners. Like you can easily play for full dynamic here. Not have to worry about blaze burning at all. Yeah, that was just very preventable. Like that was fine, but you shouldn't have hit him again. Like you should have hit the other guy first so that you didn't get meleeed as you tried to pick up the potential falling rod there. What I will say though is when you're killing guys, like when you've got two guys on the edge here, it's always annoying because you don't want to hit the second guy into, or the first guy into the second guy and then have them like interact with each other and push themselves off the side. So I generally recommend trying to like walk down the side and like just do a normal axe hit on the guy at the back, and then you crit him, and then you sprint hit the guy, this front guy back towards the way you came, because that's the way you want to go after finishing killing these places, and then you crit that guy to kill him as you keep running down the fortress like pathway as your axe recharges. Yeah, we should have just tried to time their Peltho with the like upwards momentum we get instead of trying to just get it at the top of the like bobbing you do in the top in lava. You want to throw it at the point where you've got a high or like a higher upwards velocity, so that the pearl gets thrown with the higher upwards velocity instead of like mistiming it here and then just like it's thrown with downwards or like extra downwards velocity and it doesn't go very high. And yeah, again, like we hit this guy away from where we want to go after killing the blaze. Like even if we had killed that blaze, we're so much further away from these blazes than we could have been after finishing that blaze off. Um, I mean, yeah, it's just like just being like aware of how like the withers he's gonna he's gonna drop down on you, so you just like back up for like half a second, wait for him to like make his like decision on where he's like, because he could have walked over and dropped down, and you'd want to like make sure he doesn't do that, and then you just juke him around the side and then place 3 gravel along behind you there to block him off and not have to waste time killing him. I think here, me personally, I would have gone for this guy on the right here, hit him in towards the fortifications here, and then kill the guys over there, and then take this guy as the last one, and then like I'd be able to decide if I wanted to play the spawner again, and I'm right there if I want to, or if I keep going for strays if I've got more spawns. Instead of like when we finish killing all our spawned in blazes here, we're going to be far away from the spawner, so we don't really have that option at all. Yeah, I say the biggest thing I'm noticing with your blaze fight here is a lot of your blaze kills are very much you're just trying to kill the blaze and not trying to push the blaze towards where you want to go next as you kill it. Like that guy was a good kill. Yeah, you want to just sprint punch the boat instead of just like normal punching the boat to push him straight into the blaze. That's unlucky. I thought you would have picked that up. That was a good like heads up play to sprint hit him. Is that all our rods? I've not been keeping track. I've been focusing too much on how we're killing these places. Um, yeah, the way you killed most of the rest of these places was pretty um good because like I mean it's like you're balancing like trying to overlap the movement of the blazes here. So like if we knew we were going to get all our rods off of killing these remaining blazes, you'd kill I'll just go back to like here. Like if we knew we were getting all our blaze rods off of these last few blazes we're killing here, obviously you would kill these two guys back to back and then go for these guys. But honestly, I like the play of hitting this guy towards these two guys and then killing one of these. Like, I think ideally you blaze boat this back guy, crit him once, break the boat, and then hit him again and pick up the boat and blaze rod at the same time. Sprint hit this guy backwards down the hallway again, and then crit him to kill him, and then kill the last guy exactly the same way you do in the run here. And the reason I think that's better is because it's the fastest way to kill these blazers and overlap the axe hits in such a way that you're still close to the spawner and this blaze and like any other blazes that have spawned in over here, so that you can reliably get more rods if you need to, and it's still relatively fast. Yeah, so just like one thing we could have done in this blaze fight is at some point you want to try and craft your eyes in between axe hits or in between like sprint jumps at some point, just to like overlap it compared to like crafting them here, like it's just fully unoverlapped. uh, I mean, I guess it's like technically it's overlapped in like removing desync, but when you pillar up twice it pretty much removes the desync anyway because you're standing still for long enough. But like most of that was fine. It was a little bit just like slow mechanically, but that's nothing like it wasn't like bad or anything. So I guess like one thing I would mention is like trying to get similar with the eyes in the blaze fight. You kind of want to be able to craft your glowstone and wool, and then like an extra set of sticks. Okay, slight interruption, but I'll get back to it. I think you just want to pull over to this terrain. I think you want to go lower terrain here because you've traveled probably at least 1,000 blocks already, and you want to be thinking about trying to get to Y40 instead of like you go to this terrain here. You can probably just pearl straight to second portal quartz at that point and start building your portal, compared to going up and then you have to like go over the rest of this hill to get to quartz. um, especially in RSG, but like kind of also in ranked as well. Your initial scan should use either a much like more precise resolution or 30 FOV as well to be able to scan more precisely and have a better chance of removing anything that's going to obstruct a portal room spike, like entities or like other spawners. You want to just be as precise as possible. But using just like a thin macro or something for rescans is perfectly fine because you're normally just going to be doing rescans as you get closer to the portal room, which means you don't need to be as precise because you're already getting closer to it and it's easier to get the spike again. So just like a micro time save you can do in the portal room hunger reset, like this is all good. Do the hunger reset, punch out the bed, and you still have invincibility frames here, so you can just pearl up at the ceiling above the eye frame, above the portal frame, to just get up there like 1 second faster. Because you take no damage from the pearl. That's scary. Like Crosshair was almost off the bed. So just like when you're blocking off anchors, you want to place, especially on the anchor you do here, you want to place like 2 blocks beneath it like you do there, and ideally 2 blocks below them as well, so that when the dragon's coming in like this, like it's like a tick away from breaking those soul sand blocks with its hitbox. When you blow up the anchor, like, and if you'd let it break those soul sand blocks, the anchor would have just killed you, right? Because it would have just like hit you directly. So that's why you place like extra blocks so that even if the dragon breaks the top soul sand, it still blocks the damage. And yeah, it lets you just like be more, or lets you wait longer if you need to do more damage with the anchor and get more knockback with it. I like the boating off of soul sand to ensure that the boat doesn't fall an amount of blocks so that it breaks on when you hit the ground. Um, okay, so like overall, I'd say not committing to the L shape. I mean, it's not really like a general thing, but it definitely costs a lot of time here. Like the biggest things to like talk about from this run would be um, ensuring you remember when you see the fortress, right? That cost a lot of time because we took like longer terrain and more damage to get to our fortress on this run, and had to go extra regional as well. Like it would have just been better to go to the closer fortress, and then also just like making sure we're like thinking about how we're killing our blazes in the blaze fight, like especially in when you're playing for strays, it matters a lot more. Because like in a normal fortress, you'll probably just end up trying to hit any strays you get in the direction that you're taking towards the spawner. So like say you like entered over here, there was a blaze here and the spawner's here, or like the blaze was here. You would run over to it, hit this guy towards this blaze, finish him off, and then hit this blaze like in this direction, and then finish him off, and then you play the spawn and stuff, right? In dynamic RD like stray blaze fights, like it takes a lot more like experience and like thinking, and the best way to do that, I'd say, is just through a lot of practice and self-analysis on what you should have done in places where even if you feel like you've played it correctly, just like analyzing a VOD of your own Fortress practice is just really helpful for like realizing if you're making mistakes when even if you feel like you're not making mistakes. But yeah, I think those are the only things I really want to comment on about like as far as macro gameplay decisions. Yeah, if you have any questions about anything I said, just ping me in your thread. Yeah, thanks for sending in the run.